Good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh my goodness. I am excited for you to be here. Like when Tamika told me that she was launching her business, I was like, girl, it's way overdue. Because everything that she does for everybody else, she's already been doing that. But to do it for yourself, she is establishing generational wealth for her family and leaving behind a great legacy for them. And so we're all about promoting Black business ownership. Why? Because we know based on statistics that Black people who start businesses and who have businesses are 20 times more likely to build and hand down generational wealth. So this is why I'm super excited for Tamika. And not only that, because she does an amazing job with us.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, y'all seen our May 20th event, and honey, her hands were all up in that. And so one of the things that I really love about Tamika before I let her take the floor is just like Natasha, she's going to be very forward and forthcoming with information. I love that about her. She not salting nothing down. She ain't sugar nothing. She just gonna bring it to you. And I love that. I feel like that's the best kind of business acumen to have. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, I'm getting ready to give the floor to my girl. Go ahead with it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me on. You look amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Yes.
So thank you so much. So I really thank you for what you said. Because again, I agree that we have to be straightforward with each other, right? Mm-hmm. That's how we're going to accomplish the end goal, right? Yeah. And so as you mentioned, I've been involved with the community for, I would say, at least the last 10 years at this point. So for corporate during the day, I do work for Macy's call center, and I've been doing that for over 20 years. And I learned a lot in that area. I've been able to, I've had the ability to travel abroad and, all sorts of things. But when it comes to what actually fulfills me, that's giving back to my community. Mm-hmm. That's where, my heart gets full, is that when I can give back to the community. So I've done, a lot of community events similar to the one that you just showed the footage of. We've done a lot of, when it comes to voting and canvassing and things of that nature, we are very supportive when it comes to that. I did do 2 years with the Pinellas County Urban League Young Professionals as their secretary. And that really did catapult me further into the community and further the connections that I had been able, being able to make. But most recently, we did just celebrate my grandbaby's 1 year anniversary.
Oh,
Ariel Brown. So cute too. Thank you. And I will say that she really was a catalyst to me going ahead and starting the business. Wow. Because like you said, this is about generational wealth. So once she got here, I started to think about, legacy and to think more about, what I was leaving behind for my family. And I can't leave Macy's to my family. She has stock. She does have stock in Macy's. Please believe that. However, you know what I mean? Macy's as a whole, she can't have Macy's as a whole. So, but Mitchem Services, she can have that. You know what I'm saying? So
that part.
That's really, what the goal was. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that really was a catalyst for me saying, okay, now let's turn this passion into profit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And move forward. And we can still help. We're not taking anything away from the community. We're not taking anything away from the nonprofits or the churches that I've been working with. We're just adding on, and we can get corporate money, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Listen, I mean, she said a whole mouthful. I mean, one of the things that you said that is so important is that even if your children or your grandchildren decide, okay, I don't want to take over my grandmother's company, or I don't want to further this, the idea of business ownership and entrepreneurship has been seared in their memory.
Absolutely.
So oftentimes we'll see our children moving in different ways towards business ownership and entrepreneurship. And then people will be like, well, where did that come from? But then when you have a conversation with them, they'll be like, well, my grandmother had a business. I remember sitting in meetings where my grandmother was, in her business. And I remember as Kenyatta would say, going in and taking care of the books for her family,
Absolutely.
for family businesses, and, seeing different people in your family start businesses, it's in you. So inevitably, we get back to that. We go back to that, right? And so even if we don't know it ourselves, it's in us. It's in us.
Yes, and it's so funny that you say that because my daughter, she's graduated from Teachers Cultural Braiding Art School, and so she's 12, but she takes appointments. She does hair. Matter of fact, she just had an appointment a couple hours ago, and so for her 13th birthday, we've been talking about her launching her own business. Wow. So she has her business name. So y'all be on the lookout for Lene's Beauty Bar.
Okay.
But since I've been planning for Thursday's event, the launch of Mitchem Services, she's also been planning her launch. So she's done her logo. So you're right. They do watch and they do pick up, you know what I mean, on what's going on. And so it's just an energy that's being felt throughout the house. And I'm so proud of her. She's doing so well.
Listen, and the thing is that our children, because they're so much younger than we are, they have so much more room to do way more than what we could ever imagine or even think about. I just had a conversation today with a young lady, and she was like, it was never an option. She said, I was an entrepreneur. I just didn't know that I was. And when her back was up against the wall is when she began to take the tools that she had learned from being a little entrepreneur as a kid and decided to start her own business. And as she was saying, there's a lot of information that our community that we just don't know. Absolutely. We don't have access to. And so one of the things about business ownership and entrepreneurship is it's so amazing in that it's not just benefiting our families, it's benefiting entire communities. Why? Because when we need employees, we're hiring from within our communities. 100%. When nonprofit organizations need help, they're getting donations and sponsorships from our businesses, right? And then for people like us who are aware, we're making the cognizant decision to spend our dollars in our communities. So now we're circulating those dollars for a longer period of time. Now we can do a lot of the things that we need to do in terms of infrastructure to really help to sustain and grow our communities. And so with that being said, I want to get into the nuts and bolts of Tamika Mitchem, your Mitchem Services, and this launch.
Okay, so we are so excited to be launching Mitchem Services this Thursday, June 15th at Moore Eventful Hall. We're having our Juneteenth Kickoff Mixer. We'll be there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's going to be amazing food done by Chef Toast, aka Julius Manning, my actual blood brother. So I'm so excited that he's going to be here. He came down from Atlanta. He just touched down today. And then we're going to have our hostess, Miss LaDonica Whitfield, who is a serial business entrepreneur in the area. And then we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have DJ Super Dave from Power Plug Radio. We're going to have Chandler Warren, aka Duce St. Laurent, who is a saxophonist. We're going to have Cheyenne Roberts, aka The Baby, from June's Diary. She'll be performing. We have poetry. We have the twins, Misha and Keisha Brumridge. They will be performing poetry. So it's going to be an amazing night. It's going to be fun-filled, jam-packed with entertainment, an opportunity for you to mix and mingle with other business owners and to meet some new people.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Like I said, there's no one else more deserving. And let me just say this about our little collective that we formed. We are all kind of like minds and of like spirits, right? And when I tell you that one shows up for the other one full-fledged,
you have to.
We are doing that. And so this is a perfect example of squashing the stereotype that we don't stick together, that we don't support one another, that we're like crabs in a bucket. We don't want to know. This group of ladies, here. That's right. This group of ladies that I've met, we are all about community. And
100%.
in order to be, and in order to be about community, we have to be unified.
Absolutely. And for me, that stems from my personal relationships. Like I literally have the same group of people that have been around me, you know what I mean, since I was 15, 16 years old, right? And so I am
Wow.
blessed, you know what I mean, in that aspect to have an amazing support system. My husband is amazing. I've been with my husband for over 20 years. I have,
Wow.
again, my 3 kids, my grandbaby, like we are a very strong unit. And
Mhm.
it is important for us to support each other. I have my
Mhm.
sister who we're only a year apart, but she is my rock, like my rock. You know what I'm saying? So wherever I'm
Wow.
missing, she filling in the gaps. And so it's like there's no way as a
Amazing.
business owner, it's impossible for you to do it alone.
Gotta
It's just
have a team.
impossible. So
Yeah.
you have to have a team, you have to have a support
Mhm.
system, you have to have that sense of community. It's extremely
Exactly.
important. And like you said,
Mhm.
we have to reciprocate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm going to show up for you. You're going to show up for me. And we're going to keep that
Exactly.
going. And we're going to
Mhm.
continue to bring like-minded people in. And that community is going to grow.
Yeah. And when she said like these are not just words, these are actual actions. This is what it
100%.
is. And I love it. I love it 100%. I'm behind Tamika. She'll tell you when she told me she was on what you need me to do.
You did. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Because and I was like, she was like, Nancy, just come and enjoy yourself. And I'm like, no, I gotta have her on the show. We doing this special edition, and I need to make sure that she is here to promote. And you'll always be able to go back and take this particular segment of the show and put it on your website so that people can
Mhm.
see like this is what we do. And I wanted to make and our producer wanted to make sure that we had some footage of some of the work that you've done. Now, I know that in no way exemplifies all of the work that you've done, but at least we've been able to capture a little bit of that so that people can see like what you do. And
Yes.
and it's not easy, okay?
Woo,
It's not
girl.
easy.
Woo. I'm finding that it's a lot that goes into it, but I'm learning a lot, right? I'm learning
Mm-hmm.
a lot. And then when you talk about our collective, you guys have been amazing with sharing information with
Mm-hmm.
me. And then, as I learn, I'll be sharing with other people. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
again, that's what it's about. Each one, teach one.
Teach one. That's right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I am definitely very proud of you. I'm going to have you back on because I know that we are, you're doing a lot more things. We have a lot more collaborations that we're working on together.
Absolutely.
Do you have any upcoming projects outside of the one that you're doing for Juneteenth that you would like to share with viewers about?
Not right now, not right
Okay.
now. So our focus really has been, getting the business off the ground. So Juneteenth
Mm-hmm.
Mixer on Thursday is our primary event. That's what we're focusing on right now. And then just, getting everything behind the scenes as far as the business goes, ready to roll.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
am excited, like you mentioned earlier, about everything that we do have coming up with Ignite
Mm-hmm.
Youth. There's some amazing events and projects, that are coming up with
Yeah.
that. But other than that, no, I don't have anything right now. But y'all can follow me at Mitchem Services and keep up to date with
Mm-hmm.
everything that we have going on.
And listen, we're going to be on the lookout. Your baby going to be coming on this platform too. She's
She
got a showcase.
definitely is.
Yes, she's got a showcase. And I do hope that her seeing like the other kids at the business fest was kind of
Mhm.
motivational for her to be like, man, I can do that. Like I can do
Absolutely.
this. And that's we want to listen. These kids, they taking over. They
They
taking over,
are.
and she has an excellent example in a mother. And let
Thank
me
you.
say this too before I let you go. When Tamika shows up, honey, she bringing a family.
Come on.
She bringing a family, not just her
Mhm.
husband and her children. She bringing cousins. She bringing,
That
whoever.
crew that I talked about, that I've been with forever,
Yeah.
they be right behind me everywhere I go. Every step I take, they right there holding me up.
Okay. Somebody has a question. What's the question? Let's see. Let's hear about Mitchem Services and the event management that she will be offering, please. Okay, then get the people the tea.
So, literally, I got into event management because I've always done that. We've always done events, even as a little girl, as a family, we've always done events. So I've been behind the scenes a lot, so I know what it is to have an event and not be able to enjoy it. To have an event and you're so worried about the small details that it goes by in a blink of an eye, and you can't even take a picture or anything like that. Right. So what we do is we just come in and we manage the small details while you focus on your guests, while you know what I mean, enjoy yourself, or you focus on the presentation, you know what I mean, that you have to give. So we take care of the small stuff behind the scenes. So we can do anything from the planning piece of it, the organization piece, the communication piece, day of, you know what I mean, coordination. We can handle it all. Just, you know, we really just try to be specific to whatever the business needs. So how I do your event is not going to necessarily be cookie cutter to how I would do, say, Kenyatta's event, because your vision is different. Your end goal, you know what I mean, is different. And then you operate differently. So it's very important for us to actually consult with our clients and to make sure that we are executing what their exact vision is.
And there you have it, people. I hope that tea was good, honey, because it was piping hot. Listen, and Tamika, let me ask you a question. Sure. Do you only provide services for businesses, or do you all do parties? Do you do weddings? Like, what's the extent of the services that you provide, or are you just focusing on businesses for now?
Businesses primarily, but we will do personal events. I actually had someone, we will do. I had someone contact me the other day about a birthday party. And it's one of the more like a 50th, you know what I'm saying? Like a bigger, you know what I mean, situation. But and that's again why it's so important to kind of, you know, talk to your client to see exactly what their needs are. And then based on that conversation, we can see if I'm a good fit or not.
Honey, let me tell you something. Thorough. Okay. Absolutely. Thorough. And like I said, she's definitely going to be transparent. If it ain't gonna work, she's gonna be like, that's not gonna work.
With love.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I just want to say that, because in what she does, and I'll say this is how she has done with me. She kind of like irons out. She puts out everything on the table. And then she'll be like, okay, so do you think that this is gonna work? Because we have this, and this. Right. And in my personal opinion, I think it's too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can grow to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's important to understand your capacity. It's important to understand, because end of the day, we're going to put out quality events. Right. Bottom line. Right. Exactly. So if that means we have to cut, you know, something here, or maybe we can't do that just yet, we can get there. But bottom line, the event that we're working on is going to be a quality event.
Love it. And that's all that she's done. I mean, in the events that I've seen that she's been a part of have been absolutely awesome. And so, Tamika, I want to just say, do you have anything else that you would like to leave the people with tonight, honey, so that we can be there on Thursday night to support you?
Yes. Again, June 15th, Thursday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at More Eventful Hall. Come, have a good time, enjoy the entertainment, eat the good food, have a couple drinks, and just enjoy yourself. Really, this is the kickoff to Juneteenth. We are celebrating freedom the entire weekend. So we want you to get that celebration started with Mitchem Services.